Erik ten Hag is going to manage his second game of Manchester United and is taking on Brentford away at the Brentford Community Stadium in London. And first video of the day, we've brought you his presser as far as United is concerned, and he has really talked lots of things concerning who is available, who is not available, and don't expect Antoine Martial and Victor Lindelof to be part of this because it has been confirmed by the manager that these two players are really injured and not going to take place into this encounter of United versus Brentford. And Ronaldo looks like he's going to be back into this team. But in this match preview, we're going to bring you all what you need to know about United versus the side which goes by names of Brentford. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go into the lower right bottom corner. Smash, guys, the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell to enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video onto this channel, guys. So today we are really going to break down this game of Brentford versus Manchester United, and I know you guys are eagerly waiting to see what do we have. First and foremost, you know what we start with? We start with the stats of this game, obviously, because you guys need to know what are the records, what are the head-to-head stats between United and Brentford, because last game we brought you the head-to-head start of a team which goes by the name of Brighton versus Manchester United. They had never really won away at Manchester United. 12 games played in all tournaments. United had won 10 and drawn 2 with Brighton. But in the 13th game, they really came there and collected a win that they never really deserved because the players of United really didn't really go ahead to really deliver as they were expected enough. That's why the manager came out and said, we are a much better team. We would have done better. Amidst us having problems in the midfield, we would have done better. So I expect Erik ten Hag to really drop some players, as according to the team of the United Matters channel, we've sat down and really come up with the predicted lineup, and some players have been dropped in for you. So we expect the manager to drop some players out of the starting 11 of Manchester United. Let's go into the statistics of United versus the side which goes by names of Brentford in the for you. We've been told by BBC that Brentford have only earned 1 point from 6 top flight meetings with Manchester United since beating them twice in 1936 and 1937. So Brentford last beat United in 1936 and 1937. That's when Brentford last beat United. You get? But the recent meetings, United have really won 5 and Brentford have won none and 1 draw, meaning that they've not beaten United in the last 6 top flight meetings in the FA. So it shows you that United are really having an edge as far as this game of football is concerned. Then we go to Manchester United's recent defeat in this fixture was 2-0 away in the FA Cup, 5th round in February 1938. So how many years are those? 1938, very, very, very many years ago. When you add in 62 years, that makes it 2000. Then you add on 22 years. You get close to 100 years since we last lost to Brentford, and it was the FA, and we lost 2-0. So it shows you how good we are standing as far as stats are concerned. But stats don't win the game of football, because even we had a really good start at Old Trafford against Brentford, but they came in and really overturned things. But it was all about the players of United that really took this game for granted. Manchester United haven't started the season with 2 consecutive defeats since the inaugural Premier League campaign back in 1992. So United has never started a season with 2 consecutive defeats since the inaugural Premier League campaign. Even the recent campaign that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer started, where we started with the loss to Crystal Palace, we went away at Brighton and beat them 4-3. You remember that goal, I think, was 3-2. You remember that penalty that was really given by a referee after him blowing the 90th minute of the game. So, as things stand, United really got 3 points in their second game. Now, let's wait and see. Are we really going to go ahead and really get more points? Because in the first game, leave alone, last season, we beat Leeds, and then we drew away at, Southampton. Then we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers. So then there was a win of West Ham. You get? But the other season, when fans didn't return, that season of COVID, of that season of 2020, 2021, that's when I was meaning that we started with the loss at Old Trafford against Crystal Palace, and we went out at Brighton and beat them by 2-0, 3-2. So let's wait and see whether Erik ten Hag is really going to overturn this, because it really looks bad on United. Now, the Red Devils have lost their last 3 league fixtures. last losing 4 in a row in February 1979. So these stats that I'm really reading you are really way back, meaning that since the Premier League started, you get, and even in the league, it's how many years back? Close to 30, 40 years back, when we lost 2 or 3 consecutively games in a row, and that was in 1979, where we lost 4 in a row. So that means we are better placed to really go ahead and really get a result at Brentford in there for you. Then we've been told by BBC that Manchester United ended last season on a 6-match away losing run. Their worst stretch for 41 years. They haven't suffered a 7 consecutive away league defeat since a run of 11, which ended in December 1936. So United lost 6 games away. You remember very well. I can even that of Crystal Palace, that of Crystal Palace, Newcastle. Was it? There is Brighton, Crystal Palace. There is Arsenal. There is Liverpool. You get, there is Man City. I think the last fixtures that we really played, we lost most of them. So if at all we really lose this one, that means we'd have lost 7 fixtures away. Something that isn't really okay to buy. And this is the reason as to why Ten Hag needs to work his ass out and these players to either really get a win, obviously, against Brentford. Then, the last Manchester United manager to lose his first away game in charge. His first away game in charge was Sir Alex Ferguson in November 1986. A 2-0 defeat at Oxford United. So, it shows you that all of the money that have been here, or obviously Ferguson, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and now Erik ten Hag, they never lost their first game away. You get? So, Ten Hag has been to work his ass out to really win this game. Their only victory in the past 5 league fixtures came against Brentford in there for you. So, that means that in the past 5 fixtures we played, we beat Brentford, by the way. You remember? They came to Old Trafford and we beat them by 4 goals to 1. You remember that game very well. We beat them 4-1. Then, Christian Eriksen was directly involved in 5 goals in 11 Premier League appearances for Brentford in the second half of the last season, scoring once and providing 4 assists. The Bees won 7 of those 11 games. So it shows you that he's the main man who really helped them really stay in what we call the Premier League, because they really looked bad. But when he came in through, they really went on to play very well, and this time around Christian Eriksen is playing for Manchester United. So let's get into this predicted lineup in the for you, because this is what most of you really want, and then we'll give you the prediction of how we think this team is really going to go ahead and really perform. Obviously, if at all the manager really makes some good changes in there for you. The system you're going to play is 4-2-3-1, 4 defenders, 2 midfielders. That is what we call a double midfield pivot. Then 3 attacking midfielders. There is a central attack midfielder, a right attack midfielder, and a left attack midfielder, and then a man who's going to lead the line, who is a centre forward. Then we expect De Gea to start in goal. Amidst everything, he really put up some superb saves in there for you, but that ball distribution was really abysmal. He needs to work a lot on it, and we expect we expect a more performance than that he put up at Brighton. But obviously, short stopping is not his problem, but ball distribution has proven to be one of those problems that are really disturbing David De Gea, and that's why United are really looking at his replacement as that Leeds goalkeeper, who is really great at doing that. Then the right back, obviously Diego Dalot, he really had he put out like 2-3 blind passes in the for you, but I believe that this time around he's really going to be so much focused on the game, because by the time the game started, he was the first player that was frustrated. That pass that was thrown to his part when he was not expecting it really frustrated him, and I think never got alive or back to where he's supposed to be. But obviously, Diego Dalot is really a very good player, and we expect him to come in through and start at the right back of United. I don't know who is going to come in here and really deputize him, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks like he's going to be out. Layard is going to it's called what? It's called Queen. There is a team where he's going that United is pushing him on a long season loan. Then we are being told that United are interested in Serginho Dest, and they want him to come at Manchester United and play alongside a player who goes by the names of Diego Dalot, because a right back is needed by Eric Ten Hag. We go to the left back. For this, I don't want to see Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw needs to be benched such that in the game of Liverpool, you bring him back when he knows that it's not an easy ride at United near for you. So it's not the game for the boys. It's all a game for people who really come out and work hard. So I really start Malacia. Terrell Malacia, to me, should start into the left back. That's one of the players I've kicked out of the starting 11 of United that really start in the starting 11 of Brighton. I don't believe that Luke Shaw needs to start. It's better to really start Terrell Malacia in this game of football versus Brighton. Harry Maguire obviously is the captain. There is no way you really get him out of this team because he's the captain alongside Lisandro Martinez, a player that really looks to be good, especially when you're really being attacked and when you're having the ball. And he's so much confident with the ball that we can use to build on from the back four, because Eric Ten Hag wants us always to build from behind when we get that ball. So that is the back four of United. I'm starting with Diego Dello, then Harry Maguire, then Lisandro Martinez and Terrell Malacia. Lisandro Martinez playing on the left side of the central defense as Harry Maguire plays on the right side of the central defense. To me, guys, for Harry Maguire, I honestly, it's just a matter of time. He's going to be exposed because he's the captain. The manager won't drop him. But trust me, when he really costs us several games and losses, all games, I think the manager will really tell him, please, Harry Maguire, I'm in this with the captain, time to go on the bench, because he did it to Lisandro Martinez way back in Ajax when he was not performing very well. He benched him for 8 games and then brought him back. So that is Eric Ten Hag, and I really believe that for Maguire it's just a matter of time. I don't see reason as to why people come in here and really be there to really complain. You shouldn't complain about Harry Maguire. No way, guys. Just keep calm. It will get where we want it to be, because Rafael Varane is a player who will exert a lot of pressure. Every time Harry Maguire will make a mistake in that defense, the cameras will flash to Rafael Varane. That's it. They will flash to him, obviously. And the manager will really not be able to really succumb to that pressure. We will not be able to swallow that pressure, just succumb to it and says, all right, Rafael Varane, get into the position of Harry Maguire, because he is abysmal into that central defense. Then Fred Rodriguez, to me, I really believe that he should start, obviously, because I don't believe James Garner will be given a chance to start in that number pivot by the manager. Freddie will start in there for you alongside either Danny Van Beek. To me, I really believe that either Freddie starts with Danny Van Beek or Christian Eriksen into that midfield. So if you get me Christian Eriksen and Freddie, it's okay. If at all you get me Freddie and Danny Van Beek, it's okay. But my ideal midfield would have been James Garner and Danny Van Beek or Christian Eriksen. That would have been my midfield double pivot. You get? But I really believe that Scott McTominay shouldn't start. When I see Scott McTominay in that field of play, I'm really going to be so much pissed, because there are players that even if you really give them chances, because Scott McTominay has been given chances by Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, now Eric Ten Hag believes that he should be in that midfield, but he's not really good. He's not really good, guys. He's not good. He's not talented. He's really limited. You see? He can't really be part of this Ten Hag system. Trust me, if we bring in midfielders, obviously Freddie and Scott McTominay shouldn't be starting for United. That has become a song. They should be on the bench. They should be on the bench. To me, James Garner on any day starts ahead of Freddie and Scott McTominay in that midfield. But I know what the manager is going to go in and bring in. Either Freddie is going to start. If there is a player who's going to get out of the midfield, I think it might be Scott McTominay in there for you. But I know Eric Ten Hag, he's really a person who doesn't really try to change his starting 11 way back at Ajax, and he takes long to make substitutions. So I really believe that we might see a Mark Fred again. That will really piss me off a lot. Bruno Fernandes-Borges played very bad against a side which goes by the names of Brentford, and I really believe that Eriksen would have been a better player to play to that position, but I know the manager is going to give him another chance, because only one game played. I really believe that the last chance the manager is going to give them is going to end on the game of Liverpool. The game of Liverpool and the game of Brentford are those two games that these players need to prove themselves. If they can't get him results, then he has to change. I'll look at Eric Ten Hag as a manager who is really not focused and really loving his job. If at all, after we get bad results in these games, and then on the fourth game, he fronts back the same team, I will be questioning his tactics in the for you. However much I'm really backing him, but I'll be questioning that for you. Sancho playing on the right attacking side of the midfield. Obviously, he played not as to his standards, but he was really one of those players that really gave us some cameos of brilliancy. But him returning from injury and sickness really looked like it was affected, and he was not all that sharp. But we need to get him more on the ball in places that are really so much decisive, because players like Sancho don't need to be so much isolated in the game. You saw in the second half, he got so much on the ball because Eriksen was playing as a central defensive midfielder. That's it. But if you can't really get him so on the ball, then you won't get the best out of him. So I think it's better to get Sancho on the ball to create more for the United team. Then Marcus Rashford, obviously I expect him to start for United onto that left attacking side of the midfield. Amid these rumors that's going to PSG, the manager has confirmed that he's here to stay, and I really believe that he's just trying to scare or to strike fear through Manchester United to really go in and bring in this and really give him a new contract, because it looks like they're delaying to give him a new contract, and his agent is really trying to go in and do the needful, because that's the cold harsh fact. That's the cold harsh fact. Because when you look at how things are really going in through at the side which goes by names of Manchester United, no sort of like PSG would go in for Marcus Rashford. You get? I think Cody Gakpo is a far much more best player than Rashford. You get? But Rashford is really so much mechanical, so much hard. He can no longer beat a player. He does not score. He doesn't track backward. So I'm asking myself, what is he good at? So to me, I told you in the video that if at all that is right, if at all Manchester United, just tell them, PSG, get me £60 million, because it said they value him at £60 million. Get me £60 million. I add that money to bring in Cody Gakpo and bring in Anthony. You get? But trust me, he's really seen as a very big brand influence at United. He's English, and you know, United was built on the image of English players, and they can't really see themselves lose out on Jadon Sancho, something that is still a problem at Manchester United at Marcus Rashford, something that's still a problem at Manchester United because we don't have very many talented English players. I think Mason Greenwood was talented, was a generational talent. Sancho is talented. Which other player do we have? James Garner is talented, coming in from the academy. I think those, but the rest are really so much mechanical, and they're so much limited. And in the style of Erik ten Hag of play, you can't be having players with limited talent. They need to be really extremely talented. They must be having a certain level of talent in the fight. Now, who is leading the line for United? Obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to lead the line for United. We believe that he's going to start. Reason being, when he came on for those 35 minutes he played for United, he really looked good. He really looked pure good. So United really looked good in the attack, and we had a focal point as far as the attack was concerned, and Ronaldo really gave us the best chance of the game, and Marcus Rashford really missed out on it. So that's my starting 11. That's how we believe that we are going to stand. Eriksen, Freddy in the down midfield pivot. The changes to be made, I think Scott McTominay is going to be thrown out, according to me. Even if he starts, but he shouldn't start. Luke Shaw shouldn't start into the starting 11 of United in the for you. I think those players shouldn't start for Manchester United. And the new players brought in is Ronaldo and Terrell Malacia in the for you. That's what we believe. And if at all the manager was really so much good, and sorry, not good, because he's good, obviously. If at all the manager was really so much strong, according to me, even Bruno Fernandes wouldn't have started this game. I would have really played Danny Van Beek and Fred in the down midfield pivot, then Eriksen into what we call a central attacking midfield role in there, because he offers a lot to the game, and Eriksen needs to show Bruno Fernandes how these things are done, because Bruno Fernandes looked like he was lost in the wilderness. You get? In the entire 90 minutes he played, the only thing he did was to really bring in one good cross that Rashford missed out on. But a central attack midfielder who is supposed to be giving us control of the game, if at all your start is that, then you don't need to start again, because that means you are badly off, because games of football are won and lost in the midfield. If at all you don't know that, you should better know it, that games of football are won and lost in the midfield. All right, so to me, I will believe that we are not really far away from really getting better. If Rabiot comes in through, De Jong comes in through. If De Jong doesn't come in through, we're going for another CDM. I think let's not even look at center forward positions, right back, because those can be fixed. You get, those can be fixed, but the problem is simple. That central midfield. If your midfield is okay, you can go ahead and really do anything. We look at the attacking side of the midfield, we are okay. You get? Even if we don't get in Anthony or who, we can play a diamond. If at all you bring in Frankie de Jong or Rabiot, we can be having Rabiot on the best of the midfield. Then you're having Bruno, Eriksson, and Danny Van Beek playing 4 midfielders. You get? We can do that with Martial and Ronaldo leading the line, or Sancho and Martial, or Rashford and Martial, or Sancho and Ronaldo leading the line. You get? But if at all we don't strengthen our midfield, guys, we aren't going to go any better. And I really believe that the only way we're going to win that game of football, if at all we don't play Scott McTominay, because he's limited. We need another player in that central defensive midfield of United, either Eriksson or Danny Van Beek to be played, or James Garner to give us what we call the pivotal role, the main pivotal role of a team which goes by names of Manchester United midfielders in the fight. So to me, I really believe that if at all we line up like this, we can get a result, a win moreover. And I know we are going to run rampant if at all we line up like this, because Rashford and Sancho are really going to be good on the ball very many times, because we'll be having Eriksson, who is good at Eriksson or Danny Van Beek, who is really good at getting that ball from the back four and then pass it through the central axis. I don't want Scott McTominay for the reason he does so much sideway passing, and he runs short of ideas, and he wants to drive that ball when he doesn't really have all what it takes to drive that ball. So he adds nothing to that midfield. 100% believe that it's better to have, if we line up like that, trust me, Brentford will score 3 goals. That's my prediction. 3 goals, you get? But if at all we come up through and really put in Scott McTominay and Freddie again in that midfield, I think Erik ten Hag will surface, or will face his second loss at United. I'm sorry to say, I don't want us to lose, but Brentford is not an easy team. They press, they attack, and they are really physical. They are going to bully us left, right, and center, and Harry Maguire again is going to be facing Mbeumo and a player who goes by names of Ivan Toney. So Ivan Toney very fast, Mbeumo very fast, so he's really facing those kind of players. And as things stand, if that midfield doesn't really do a lot to really enable United to have a lion's share of the possession, trust me, we are going to face another humiliation away at Brentford Stadium in the fall. So guys, thank you very much for watching in. Smash the like button, comment and share. Your reactions to my predicted starting 11 of Manchester United versus Brentford is welcome to the comment section below. I go by the names of Rock and David, and Ronaldo is starting according to me. What do you think about Ronaldo? Because Anton Martial is still injured. I'm out for now. See you later. Your reactions are welcome into the comment section below.